This video is brought to you by Upside. More about them later in the video. Real quick, before this video begins, I do want to address some things. I know the majority of you guys, like the Eclipse build, have appreciated everything that's happened in the series, but I will say this thing has probably turned into the second most hated vehicle ever on my channel. Second after maybe the Previa, maybe that, okay, there's a few on the list. But I just wanted to defend the car, myself, and Yanni too. I know this thing has taken longer than we wanted it to. It's had more issues than we wanted it to, and that sucks. But I hope you guys can at least give me some credit for seeing it through. In my previous builds, whenever something went wrong, I would just abandon the project. But I really want to be that guy who sees every project I start through. So hopefully you guys can appreciate that I'm working through these issues. You will see in this video, the car still has lots of issues, but by the end of it, it's ripping and doing what we want it to, beautifully, and it's so exciting. Now I gotta defend Yanni too, because a lot of you guys are giving him crap in the last 2 videos of the Eclipse. What you don't realize is that a lot of the context gets edited out of these videos. I told him that I checked base timing, even though it had changed and I was wrong. I told him the turbo setup was good, even though you'll see something happens. Plus he's working with me as a friend and less as a customer. Obviously, if he was working on a customer's car, he would check base timing himself. He would do all the things properly. So just please don't blame Yanni. He's a great guy, he's a great tuner. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. The moment we've all been waiting for, round 2, begins now. Speed by Y, Yanni is here yet again.
I'm back.
He's back to rescue the Mid-Engine Eclipse. And today we are going to be street tuning it. Just making sure everything's working, getting it ripping as good as we can on the street, and then maybe we'll head to the dyno to see how much power it makes. Mr. Yanni here has a new reworked tune he's excited about.
Yes, now that we are not 11 degrees retarded.
Yep, and we're gonna double check that too. So with the base timing quadruple checked, it was time to bring the Eclipse out and see if we had fixed all the issues from the previous dyno session. Would it overboost? Would it make any reasonable power? That's when our day got annoying. And it just boost creeps super hard.
Why?
I don't know, but we're gonna turn around, head back, try to figure something out, check base timing again. So with the car having the same overboosting issue, the first thing that we wanted to check is what pressure does the internal wastegate start to open at?
Oh, it's opening.
That's like 10 pounds. So that's like 10 right there.
One more time? It's opening all the way.
Yeah. Next, we tried applying pressure to the wastegate through the manual boost controller to see if that was causing any issues.
Only cracked. Not cracked a lot either.
So maybe that's the issue.
I mean, it was open a little bit, but can I try it again?
Hang on, stop.
Why, when I turn it down, like less boost, it bleeds more air out of it? That makes no sense. With that being the possible cause to our issue, we went ahead and bypassed the boost controller and went to do another test. Didn't even get a chance to turn the GoPro on. We did a quick pull. It's still overboosting. So we're gonna try a different vacuum source. It's getting the boost source right on the intercooler piping, which should be the proper place, but something's wrong. So try something else. Still overboosting. We're going to pull off the exhaust. If that doesn't do anything, then kind of stumped. But first, let me thank this video sponsor, Upside. From expensive fill-ups for your race car to pricey bills at your favorite restaurant, inflation is hitting us all where it hurts. And that's why I started using Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. The whole thing is incredibly easy to use. To get started, download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play. Next, browse the offers available in your area. Cashback on gas, cashback on certain restaurants, or cashback at your favorite grocery store. Next, claim an offer for whatever you're buying with Upside. Check in at the business. pay with a credit card as usual, and boom, you're earning cash back. The awesome thing is that with Upside, you can earn up to 3 times more cash back than other credit card or cash back programs. Once you have cash back in your account, you can cash out at any time to your bank account, PayPal account, or e-gift cards for Amazon and other brands. Upside users are earning $1 million cash back every week. That's how I could afford this mid-engine Ferrari. So yet again, guys, you can download the free Upside app and use my code Gingium to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. If you're interested, I'll have a link in the description and up there in the cards. And huge thank you to Upside for sponsoring this video and helping me fill up all my vehicles. Let's get back to it. So it wasn't the swirly exhaust to all the haters. We're doing one last test. We have bypassed the vacuum line that normally supplies the boost to the boost gauge. We're just gonna confirm, make sure that it's actually making 20 pounds of boost. Who knows, maybe it's just been making 5 pounds this entire time. But it doesn't really make sense. Sure enough, the car was indeed making 20 pounds of boost. So in a last-ditch effort to make something work, we went ahead and removed the spring entirely from the internal wastegate actuator. With that, the car should make absolutely 0 boost. It wasn't until you floored it and you started to load it up and get those exhaust gases flowing where it just peaked all the way up to, I let off at 10 pounds, but it was going for the moon. There's gotta be something in the exhaust that is restricting exhaust flow and causing it to make boost even when the wastegate flap is totally open. And that's why for the previous setups, when we changed the springs and stuff, it would hold the spring pressure until about 3,000 RPMs, and then it would spike. The next thing is to do is just to pull off the exhaust. Maybe one of the gaskets is blocking the exhaust flow, or the cast elbow is known to cause boost creep, but I don't know. You'd think that if there's just a slight restriction, it would just make less boost and not just instantly peak. Gasket definitely is not the cause.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing it can be at this point is that just the internal wastegate on the turbo doesn't flow enough air to not build boost and not just to massively boost creep. That probably sounds like it should have been one of our first conclusions to all of you watching. But the thing is that we had this turbo with this exhaust on this engine when this car was front engine, and it held 10 pounds of boost perfectly fine. No boost creep, no nothing. So it doesn't make sense that now it's boost creeping. The only explanation, I guess, is that for one, this engine doesn't have a bonehead gasket. It's a brand new rebuild. You know, leak down compression is all really, really good. So the engine's flowing more air. Plus it doesn't have a restrictive intake anymore. It doesn't have a restrictive back section of the exhaust. So there's no restriction in the system besides the wastegate now, I guess. We did do research and it seems like it's a common issue for this turbo to boost creep. What we're gonna do, the only thing we have to do, pull the turbo off, the manifold off, and put an external wastegate on the exhaust manifold. A nice big external wastegate to control the exhaust gases and hopefully control boost. And then from there, we can tune it to make it actually be good. That tiny hole to control boost. got our wastegate in the mail, which means we now weld the flange onto the manifold, and then put the turbo back on, put that all in the car, and then we have to make a new downpipe, as you can see there. Looks a little funky having it stick out so far, but it's all right, there's plenty of room back there. So, man, if this doesn't fix my issue, about to act up. Terpski going back on of our new tile external wastegate. Watch it like not fit. Go. So in order to get rid of the restrictive elbow that used to be on it as well, we are fabricating a new portion of the downpipe. You already saw us make this flange, which is just a flange for us to weld new pipe off of. Obviously, we deleted the wastegate flap because no internal wastegate anymore. We already got the rest of the exhaust in the spot that's gotta be. We've got our collection of
die cuts?
pie cuts. Unfortunately, after doing all that work to fabricate a beautiful new downpipe, we realized we couldn't bolt it on because the downpipe was in the way of the bolt itself. Time to make some clearance. So finally, new turbo setup is complete. Technically new exhaust manifold, external wastegate, new dump pipe for the external wastegate, new downpipe. Had to modify that again to clear the bolt so I could actually attach it. Had to relocate the other O2 sensor. We got everything put back together, got oil coolant in it. I think we're ready to test it. Everything seems to be good. Reached operating temp, held temperature. Wastegate is opening when we give it about 10 pounds of boost. You can hear that. So now we can go ahead, try to do a pull. Now the tune might be off because the exhaust is different and it's a lot less restrictive, but hopefully we can at least rip on it enough to see it hold 10 pounds of boost throughout the RPM range. instantly goes up to 10 and it just holds there. So I think we've finally gotten all of the kinks worked out of the mid-engine Eclipse. It's hitting boost quickly and holding it at the proper pressure, and it feels really good and really smooth. So in an upcoming video, we're going to straight tune it and then take it to the dyno. I don't know if that's gonna be next or if that's going to be next. We'll see. I kinda wanna work on the Volvo, but I also wanna get this thing ripping. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. I really appreciate all of you guys being patient with this build, and I can't wait to get it finished, have some fun with it, and give it to Brad. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Huge thank you to Upside for sponsoring the video yet again, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Goodbye. Deuces.